Sam's Garage, presented by Hemsaw. Sam takes a trip to Oklahoma to meet Doug at the Hemsaw headquarters, where the 57 Ford Thunderbird is getting ready for a new custom chassis. They begin by removing the old hardware that secures the body to the frame. Once completed, they'll carefully lift the body off the frame so they can start fabrication on the new one.
Well, here we are. Doug and I did mention that we were going to build a chassis for the 57 Thunderbird project from scratch. And what better place to do it than right here at Hemsaw, because he's got all the equipment and the talent to knock this thing out with ease, right?
Yeah, you know, Sam, we've spent quite a bit of time. We took a look at the material sizes that we're going to need. We're going to show everybody at home what to do and try to get them to avoid any possible mistakes if they want to go ahead and build their own chassis. So this is just going to be a lot of fun.
Yep, and while we're doing it, we're going to upgrade the front to a whole new suspension. We went to Scott's Hot Rods and got a whole new front clip. We went to Moser and got a whole new rear 9-inch housing, and we're using Scott's 4-link conversion for the rear. It's going to be a real nice chassis when it's done.
Yeah, and one of the things is if you've driven one of these old Thunderbirds before, I mean, they've got a wonderful look, but you know, it's a 1957 and it drives like a 57. So when we're all done, it's going to drive like a modern car today, and that's going to be the really cool thing about it.
And you're never going to be able to tell, because from the outside, it's going to look exactly like a 57 Thunderbird. Now, before you guys go ripping things apart, you got to really take a look and see what needs to be addressed. For instance, exhaust pipes are bolted to the bumper. So there's a whole bunch of exhaust clamps and exhaust coming through. We're going to unbolt the 3 7/16, remove the exhaust pipe. We're going to remove the gas tank because 2 of the mounts are actually held onto the body. And then we're going to remove the brake fluid.
Right.
And then go through and check and make sure all the wires that are connected to the chassis, for instance, the license plate wire, disconnect them. Then we can attack the body to chassis mounts themselves. You already sprayed everything with BB Blast?
I did. So, you know, I've already gone ahead and checked a lot of the stuff. It should just come right apart for us. What we've got right here is some 4x4s. We're going to place these 4x4s right underneath the bottom of these rockers. We're going to make sure everything is sitting flat. And this way we can distribute that load like we were talking about. We're not going to get any flex with the 4x4s. As we go ahead and we begin to lift up, we'll take a look at everything. We're going to make sure that as we're lifting, we're going to be checking to make sure nothing's attached and the body's coming off real good. If we start to hear any kind of binding or motions that doesn't sound right or anything that doesn't look right, then we're going to go ahead and stop and figure out where it is. Okay, this is a perfect example of what we were talking about. We thought we had every bolt already taken out of the car, and as we began to slowly lift it, we could tell that the rear of the car was not separating. So at that point in time, you stop, go like we talked about, go very, very slow when you're doing it, and then as we pulled everything apart out of the trunk, we noticed there were a couple of bolts that were hidden that we didn't see. So now we're going to go ahead and take those out, and then we're going to slowly continue to keep raising. But this is very typical of what you're going to find. So when you guys are doing this at home, make sure you take your time, you go slow. And if you do those things, you won't have any issues, because you are going to run into a couple little stumbling blocks that you don't expect.
That wasn't too bad. We brought the car back down, put it on the jack stands, just to take the pressure off the ratchet straps, keeping the body nice and straight. We don't want to come to any surprises in the morning. I want to thank Ron. He is the head of manufacturing here at Hemsaw. He's also a very good fabricator and mechanic. Doug, what do you think?
Well, you know, Sam, I think it looks absolutely great. You know, the hardest part was watching you work, but you did a fine job. You and Ron really knocked it out of the park. I tried to give you as much moral support as I could.
You did good helping. You did.
No,
you are a little cleaner than we are, but you did good.
Yeah, well, the problem is you guys keep the lift high, you know.
We don't want any mistakes, so we just keep the car away from you. All right, so next what we're going to do is we're going to measure the frame, get this thing ready to start building a chassis. We're going to get Joe involved, and you and Joe are going to knock this thing out. I can't wait to see the final product. I bet you're excited.
I am very excited.